and we're gonna present our presentation. Okay, our title of presentation is Optimizing Waste Materials Through Recycling. So I will pass this presentation to my friend, Pa. Oh, Nadira.
Okay, thanks to Mr. Hafiz. And now it is my part to present the problem statements. First of all, amount of waste in Malaysia is already exceeded the limit. This is because amount of waste increases per year. As you can see, this is the bar graph of the waste produced in Malaysia. It increases per year. So if the amount of waste increase, our landfill will become overloaded. So for your information, Malaysia has 230 landfill services that already reach about 18% utilization, and this situation is regarded as critical because most of the landfill cannot bear another more of waste product. So next. Okay, this is the top 10 cleanest countries in 2013, and Malaysia is not one of them. First is Switzerland and the others. Okay, and Malaysia ranked as number 54 among the others country. Okay, it is not too bad for Malaysia, but it will brings curious to us because why Singapore can be in a 5th place, but Malaysia in 54. So now we will do the comparison between Malaysia, Switzerland, Japan, and Singapore. So we will compare how they manage their waste. For Malaysia, the most common method is by landfill. As I stated before, in Malaysia there are 230 landfill, but only 176 is active. And last year, about 7.34 million tons of solid waste is degenerated, and this amount is same like you fill up the 42 building of Petronas Twin Tower. For Singapore, solid waste management begins at office and at home. Recyclable are assorted and then processed to prolong the lifespan of recycled material. Solid waste that remain is collected and sent to various waste to energy plants for incineration. For Japan, it is slightly different with Malaysia. If Malaysia, they collected the waste, the garbage per week, but in Japan they collect the waste per day. So for Switzerland, introduction of landfilling is already banned on 1 January of 2000. All non-recyclable materials waste is being incinerated, and Switzerland disposed 28 municipal solid waste incinerating facility. Next, okay. I will pass it to my friends.
Okay, thank you, Nadira. Okay, so I will present about executive summary. First is the introduction of executive summary. Okay, introduction. Waste management is a major environmental problem in Malaysia. Of course, you can see it all around in Malaysia, all over the Malaysia. Just not in Malaysia, you can see it just in Malacca. You can see the waste is everywhere, the rubbish is everywhere. It is not well managed. That is our country, Malaysia, the reality of Malaysia. After that, as the population and development in our country increase, amount of waste generated continues to increase. Of course, in each country, in any country, if we see the population increase, also the development also will increase. When we talk about development increase, it is about buildings, it is about industrial sites, and of course, industrial site building will produce waste. And we know that people also produce waste. That's why as the population increase, as the development increase, also the waste will increase. And although the waste increase, in Malaysia, it just 5% and below the waste is recycled. So can you imagine it? Just 5% from the waste produced day by day. After that, Malaysia is still outdated and poor in documentations of waste generation rates and its composition. Yes, Malaysia still didn't have any strategic system, any perfect system to document to take documentations of waste generated from day to day. Okay. After that, the content of executive summary. Alam Flora Sdn Bhd the Alam Flora Sdn Bhd aim to optimize waste materials through recycling. Yes, same as it name. Alam Flora is a environmental care company. After that, Malaysia as a high growth economic country, recycling is crucial as it reduces waste material. Yes, of course, like I said before, Malaysia is a high growth economy. When we talk about company, it's always about industrial. And when we talk about industrial, it always we produce waste. Because of that, recycling is very important to our country. The third is, the waste materials are transformed to new materials without need to send the entire waste to landfill site. Right. That is one of the aim of Alam Flora Sdn Bhd. They just take the waste materials to new materials without need to take the waste materials to landfill site, so that our landfill site is we can keep our landfill site in Malaysia neat and tidy and strategic. For the summary's conclusion, recycle is the alternative strategy for Malaysia. It is necessary to create sustainable waste management that contributes for an overall developed country in terms of economy and also conserving environment. Next. Next is the company profile. It's about executive committee. Executive committee is, as you see on the screen, Chief Executive Officer CEO is Muhammad Zin bin Hassan. CFO, Chief Financial Officer is Azhari Bezanal Abidin. Under the CFO is General Manager Human Capital, that is Amran bin Muhammad Tamin, and also General Manager Operations, that is Darwishah Osman. Next. The vision. Of course, Alam Flora Company will have its vision, and its good vision is to be a leading environmental management company committed to improve the quality of life. Next. Yes, mission. Of course, a good company will have a mission. And what is the mission of this company? The mission of the company is we are committed to a clean environment. As I say, Alam Flora is a environmental company. So that, of course, the prime aim is to a clean environment, committed to excellent customer service, committed to development skills, committed to consistently optimize high return. Next. Okay, don't think that Alam Flora is just a small company. Alam Flora is a very big company in Malaysia, a very big company of environmental care company in Malaysia, and you can see the achievement. It's just not in Malaysia. It is international awards, like 2008. In 2008, Excellent Leadership 7 Asia Pacific International Entrepreneur Excellence Award. In 2009, Industrial Excellence Award for Service Sector by Bernama. 2010, Certificate for Merit by Star Outstanding Business Award. And 2012, ISO certification. And it will be other achievement in the future. Okay, I will pass it to my friends.
Alright, so now I'm going to talk on the proposed method, a few methods that we are going to propose. Okay, first is pay as you throw, which is an initial PAYD, and then RFID tracking, technology system, and also the gasification method. Okay, sorry, sir. Can I just put this thing down, because I think this thing disturbing. Alright, sorry. Okay, so... Oh, thank you. Okay, so we are going to elaborate more, explain more on the PAYD system and also the RFID tracking system. we are not going to touch on the gasification method because we all have agreed to make both two as our solutions, based on our solution. Because these kind of two things, they actually work hand in hand. Okay, they could there could give a strong connection between them, which could then bring a big impact to the environment. When I'm saying about the environment, it's not just about the alam flora and all of that sorts of mother nature things. Alright, environment, it is all rounded. It includes the society, the citizens, and also the system in it. Okay, so this kind of thing, it will actually benefits all of them. Alright, so as a start, what is PAYD system actually? PAYD system is as unit-based pricing, or in other words, it is a variable rate pricing, okay, to provide a direct economic incentive to reduce the amount of waste that you are using. Okay, so maybe you are a bit blur about this kind of variable rate pricing term. Okay, let me give you an example. For instance, in communities who apply PAYD system, there are tend to be getting charged on their waste that they are generating, okay? Or on the other waste, they are going to pay for the waste that they are going to throw it away. Okay, thus this kind of thing, it will encourage a society that is more educated, okay, to manage their own waste. By what? By changing their own mindset. By changing their own mindset on increasing the recycling and reducing the dump waste. Alright, so actually there are a lot of countries who apply this kind of thing. I'm not saying that this PAYD system is a brand new thing in the market, in the world market. It may be a brand new thing in the market of Malaysia, but not in the world of the market. Okay, such as UK, US, Singapore, Switzerland, Iceland, and all of that sorts of developed country, they had instilled this kind of PAYD system among them. Okay, that's why you could actually see the statistic of 2012. Okay, where this country had put themselves on the top 10, while we on the 54. So it shows that we are lacking behind, far away behind. So we need to do something. Okay, we need to do something to make us at same level as those developed country. Okay, by reaching the vision of 2020. All right. So for an example, in US, PAYD available over 7,100 communities throughout the US. I'm saying that 7,100 communities, that's a lot. Statistically, they are proving that PAYD system could reduce the trash, and also encourage the recycling. Okay, have you ever heard on Mark Dancy before? Mark Dancy is a president for Waste Zero, and he stated that there are 4 residential utilities, okay, that we are using, such as electric, gas, water, and garbage. And among all of them, only the garbage, okay, who are not operate really well, okay. And although that garbage is the individual responsibility, okay, but we are not paying for the garbage. We do pay for the electric. We do pay for our gas. We do pay for the water that we are consumed, but not for the garbage that we are wasting around, okay? So it's fair to just, you can't really say it's unfair if you are going to pay for that garbage that you are the one who generate the waste. Okay, though the fee may not be that huge, but it causes the resident to think twice before filling up their garbage bin. Alright. And next I'm going to go to how the system works. Alright. Before this, we had a few discussion about this kind of system, how it will work properly. Okay, I'm just going to elaborate on our chronology. At our first discussion, we are thinking about putting 2 garbage bins per house. A house with 2 garbage bins. First for the recycling waste, and another one is for the general waste. Okay, and then we are thinking that it will take too much of garbages actually. Okay, we need to import another garbages. We do have our own garbages, but it can't really we didn't really have all of them. We still need to import to get 2 garbages per house. So we are trying to reduce the garbages. We take a garbage per house, and then we put the RFID tracking on that particular garbage. Okay, so that RFID tracking, they could actually differentiate between the recycling waste and also the general waste itself. Alright. And just so you know, this kind of system, it can't really work properly without the help or the support from the citizens itself. Okay, like an analogy would say, that is a tree, and the tree, it can't stand by itself without the roots below it, without the roots that are supporting the tree. The roots is us, the citizens, and the tree is the system, the government system. Okay, so we also need to play the role, the main part of it. Okay, so all residents should have an equal access among themselves, and then they're supposed to have this kind of proper communication, okay, to tell the community, okay, so that the community could get this kind of awareness that they will instill by themselves to minimize the waste. Okay, and then the system should separate the bills between the electric, the water, and also the waste bills, okay, so that the consumer could easily see between amount waste that they are setting out per unit charges. Alright, and last but not least is the reinforced pollute pay principle. Okay, so I'm going to give the next speech to my friend. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. Let me continue. Let me go on with the presentation. Okay, I would like to suggest the RFID tracking. Okay, I would like to suggest RFID system to be listed as one of the national infrastructure. Okay, this is because the system is basically a method to identify an object by using collected data in computer system. Okay, in a simpler analogy, I give you a simpler analogy. This RFID tracking is basically a wireless version of scanning the things you buy at the supermarket. Okay, so this system has been used all around the world, and one day all countries might do the same. Okay, so this RFID helps helps to differentiate between the waste and recycling materials. Okay. Okay. As I said earlier, this RFID has been used in all different kind of fields, such as transportation and logistic. So there is no doubt about how efficient this RFID can be. I assure you that with this RFID system, the efficiency is 100% guaranteed. Okay, so let's get back to our main focus, the RFID. How does the RFID works? Okay. First and foremost, the RFID basically have 3 fundamental parts, which are the text, the detector, and the brain, or the database. So the text, which function as an ID, send radio wave when when the antenna of the reader give Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me start in from the top again. Okay, when the text, detector detects the text, it will generate a radio wave that will send to the detector, which then the detector interpret the wave to meaningful data, which when the brain works, the brain will basically identify what kind of information the text give. Okay. The system is not basically detect what kind of material it is. When the when the text, the chips are placed at the tracks or the lorry, it can also detect. It can also estimate how what weight is the waste are. Okay, so this RFID will eventually help to minimize wastage, which is what our main focus is all about. So this will also help to organize, to systemize our garbage collecting system. But this RFID has a slight disadvantage because RFID needs to constantly and frequently monitored by us for updates and maintenance. Okay, that's all from me. I give it back to Ola.
Okay, for the solution is that we are combining the RFID part and the PAYD part. Means we are put the RFID on the truck and also the RFID on the bin. Alright. And then it's nothing to elaborate more about because I have elaborated half of the PAYD part and my friend has already elaborated half of the RFID part. So we are just combining those two things. And the overall benefits, I think you could read it. It's simple to understand, instant fairness, encourage recycling, reduce trash, excellent free capacity, and easy to divide between general waste and recycle waste. Alright, my next. I'm going to give the next talk.
Thank you, Ms. Ola. Now I want to proceed on costing for our recycle. For your information, past 2 years, Malaysia has generated around 250 waste material. Okay, 54% of the waste materials have been disposed in the landfill site. And nowadays, the waste material have generated have exceed the limits. So we don't have enough landfill site to dump the waste material. Okay, so we have come into two solutions, which RFID and pay-as-you-throw. Let me explain to you on costing on RFID program. So we need all of this equipment to improvise our truck and bin system. First, RFID detector bins, $500. RFID detector truck, $2,000. Antenna along with cables, $250. Circuit board, $100. Functional standalone reader, $500. Upgrade networks within facilities, $750. So the total of the equipment is $4,100 equivalent with 2,500 ringgit Malaysia per unit. Okay. Next, I want to explain on the costing for the pay-as-you-throw. So pay-as-you-throw, you pay for what you throw. The less you throw out, the less you need to pay. Okay. Okay. Yes, we still need the cost for the pay-as-you-throw. We will provide a bins per house to easier the government to collect the garbage. Okay. When the trash is reduced, the cost to manage the trash is also can reduce, and with more recycling, we can reduce the natural source depletion, and we can reduce the energy. It means that we reduce the workers and we reduce the truck we use to collect the garbage. So we can saving around 4 million ringgit Malaysia. By 4 million ringgit Malaysia, we can back up by providing bins per house. Okay. Okay, so we have come into a conclusion. We come into two solutions, which are RFID and pay as you throw as our solution for recycle. Recycle just not benefit on environment, but also society and economy. Okay, for the environment, by reducing the trash, it means we can reduce the carbon and toxin emission. So if the environment is not polluted, so the society, the citizen of Malaysia, the citizen of Malaysia will be more healthier. For the benefit of economy, when the trash is reduced, the cost to manage the trash is also we can reduce. So that's it for our presentation. Thank you so much.
Any questions?
So my question is on costings. Yep. I mean, like you show the equipment cost, but you didn't involve man-hour cost, because that's also involved in the upgrading the system. How many man-hour required to upgrade these systems?
The truck and it's
No, the man-hour. You buy these things. Who's gonna install it? Who gonna implement it? Who gonna maintain it? So you have to include man-hour in there. And one more thing is for this.
This is not a question. This is
If you have anything, then let me know. So one more is, with this costing, how many target are you planning? How many houses are you planning to? All right.
Just stop.
Okay, sir. You talk about man hours, right? Okay. In my suggestion, because this is long-term investment for RFID, so I think maybe we can send a proposal to government to create a company about this environmental care. So for the RFID, maybe we can create a company, and we can, for the investment of the company, so we can create a company that we have a lot of workers in that. We have a lot of workers in every stage, like CEO, like that. There's a RFID company, so that they are responsible to take a good care about RFID.
So basically our costing is about the system itself. So maybe we don't include the man's power. So the costing, we focus on the system, how the system is set up. For the question about how the man's power, man's salary. Okay, maybe we can give the responsible to the alarm fraud itself. So we make an agreement, we make a contract with them, we make an MOU, so that it will be a win-win situation for both the company itself and the government itself. So is that clear? So another question?